Here we go. Throw up your towel like you just don't care. Here we go. Here we go. Throw up your towel like you just don't care. Yeah. Heart of a champion. Me and Steel call me Clark Kent. Cause I'm Clark's Kent.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Another live episode of Premier Sports Talk. I am Ranty Prentice, the one, the only, the double P, dropping this special live airing. This is Saturday morning. We got a little bit over 24 hours to see. For those who like football, to see what ShedeurSanders is going to do. So I've been having a series called the ShedeurSanders Chronicles, but I just wanted to go live with y'all. Let me make sure this chat is open. I'm gonna give you what the latest is, what they saying up here in the. This is Dan Patrick that we're going to tap into today. He got Ross Tucker. He's an NFL analyst. He's going to be one of the sports analysts on the game. They're in Las Vegas for CBS. He's doing the game Sunday at 4 o'clock. But I just wanted to tap into this, go live with y'all. Y'all put y'all comments in. Tell me what y'all feeling, whether you catch it live or you catch it later. I had an open Saturday morning, so at least for about an hour. So I just wanted to tap in here, try to get y'all to put y'all comments in. You know, try to connect with you all, the viewers, any of you that subscribed and bless the channel, trying to personally connect with y'all. So we're going to go in and tap into this right here. Probably be about 30 to 45 minutes. So I just want to see what's going on. All right. So I will be stopping and pausing this to try to get y'all comments on how you're feeling about the situation.
Yay, we get to talk about ShedeurSanders and have a reason to here. Ross, good to talk to you. What do you hope to see from ShedeurSanders this Sunday?
Boy, I guess just making strides and improvement, and I think that he definitely will look better than he did on Sunday against the Ravens. Although I would also say this, that I think if you watched each play and the coaching tape of each play, it looked a lot better to me than when I just saw the stats. You know, you initially see 4 of 16, interception, whatever. When I watched, I thought it was better than that. You know, he made some really good throws. They very much struggled to pick up the blitzes that the Ravens were bringing at him. I mean, they threw the kitchen sink at him, and not just at him. They threw the kitchen sink at the Browns' offense, and the Browns.
So I want to pause right there. That's Ross Tucker, former NFL player, now a CBS sports analyst. He basically said ShedeurSanders having to come in after after halftime against the Ravens. Ross Tucker, former NFL player, he played on the offensive line. He said that the Baltimore Ravens threw the kitchen sink at him. Not only just at him, but the entire offense of the Cleveland Browns. When ShedeurSanders got put into that game, the offensive line is horrible. Both tackles got knocked out. And like your offensive tackles going down is like you being a knight in shining armor and your 2 captains is not there, so you ain't got nobody to protect your blind side. You know, Kurt Warner, former NFL Super Bowl winner, MVP winner of the Los Angeles Rams. He even said that veteran quarterbacks would have had a lot of issues with what the Ravens, they send a damn Marine ambush at Shedeur. So, you know, yeah, the stats wasn't good, but in that last 2 drives, he was coming together. So I hope on Sunday when he plays that they're able to click and that part of Shedeur and the team comes out. But let's listen. Like I said, I'm going to be stopping and pausing this because this is the latest of what's going on with ShedeurSanders. This is Ross Tucker talking. He's going to be doing the game tomorrow.
did not do a very good job of picking it up and putting Shedeur in a better position to succeed. I think we're all just excited to see what does it look like when the whole game plan is designed for his strengths and to mitigate his weaknesses. He gets every rep this week, throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy and those guys. I'll say this, Dan, we can't look at this one game and make a definitive judgment as to what his NFL career is going to be, but I am really excited, like everybody is, to see what he can do with having everything aligned for him, at least for this week.
Yeah.
Now, that's the key point right there. I'm pausing it right there. A lot of people want to say, okay, yeah, he hasn't got any reps. Backup quarterbacks typically don't get a lot of reps. All the NFL backup quarterbacks already came out and said how, as a backup quarterback, you don't get very many backup reps. But what I also want to say is, it's like people, you know, there's two sides of this ShedeurSanders saga here. Is that you have those that support him, and then we have those that don't want to support him. And it's like, for an organization that has not had a franchise quarterback since Bernie Kosar, since 1999, that's like Prince's song, 1999. Can y'all imagine that? The Cleveland Browns has not had a franchise quarterback since 1999. And you would think that instead of supporting any backup quarterback that may have potential, it's like they crucify who they have on their team instead of backing them up. It just makes no sense. It's like the culture is so, I want to use the word cursed for a better word. It's like they ran Baker Mayfield out of there. Yeah, Deshaun Watson has some legal issues going on and massage parlors and women and all that. But, you know, if you don't know, you're about to know. Deshaun Watson turned his life around. You know, he's rehabbing successfully. He's back working out after double Achilles tear. He gave his life to Christ. He's gotten married this year. He's done a total 360, you know, but he hasn't played for over 2 years. But let's get back to ShedeurSanders. What I'm trying to say is, instead of people just wanting to see somebody do good in the world, it's like this world just for you or against you. So that's the crazy part. But they want to use the narrative, oh, he got 1 week of reps. It's not even a full 7 days, y'all. It's not a full 7 days. A week of reps is 4 days of practice. Actually, it's 3 days and a half a day. 3 days and a half a day. Tuesdays are always their day off up in Cleveland. So I'm thinking that he did plenty of watching tape in the facility, preparing even more. So let's see what Ross Tucker, who's like I said, he's a CBS NFL an analyst. He will be, he's one of the sports commentators for that game Sunday at 4 o'clock, and what Dan Patrick is saying. Dan Patrick's excited. Ross Tucker, he's looking forward to seeing also what Shedeur will do. He's changing his narrative. Last week, he bashed Shedeur pretty bad, but he's changing his tune like a lot of people are doing. So let's finish.
Everybody seems to pick a side with this topic. I just said, let the kid play. That's all. I just don't want the media to make him into Tim Tebow, that you're not good enough to start, but there's too much of a distraction to keep you on a roster. Because I remember when Tebow, did he go to the Patriots? And I go, how do you cut Tim Tebow? Like, you get to that point, and a head coach doesn't want to be dealing with that. I hope Shedeur can show us that he can either play or he can't play, because you're going to put so much pressure on a head coach that he's got to deal with the Shedeur situation. And I agree with you. When I'm watching that game, he had no time. I would tell him, you got a clock in your head that if it's not there in 3 seconds, throw it away. Don't try to make a play. You're not athletic enough. You're not your dad. You got 3 seconds at the most, and Max Crosby's coming after you. So
I want to pause right there, y'all. And then what I need y'all to do is this ain't going to be long. It's a total of 15 minutes, and then plus with me running my mouth in between here, is that was Dan Patrick. Shedeur does have, the main concern about him is that he holds the ball too long, and then he always trying to go for the home run ball. You know, that's what he had to do in Colorado. He had to beat a man, but he had Travis Hunter. That's the key thing. He had Travis Hunter. He had Jimmy Horn Jr. Travis Hunter, you know, he's out with Achilles tear, ACL, I'm sorry. So he's out for the rest of the year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He had Jimmy Horn Jr., who's also in the NFL. He is the third string wide receiver down there with the Carolina Panthers. And then Deontay Westers, who plays wide receiver and kickoff returner. Matter of fact, he fumbled the ball on a kickoff return last week. Had a little mishap there, but the Falcons wasn't able to capitalize and score a touchdown on that. So he's had receivers in the past, matter of fact, that balled out for him while he was in Colorado. But, you know, he got to break those bad habits, you know. So, but the Cleveland Browns have the worst rating offensive line in the NFL. The worst. You know what? They're the second to the worst because the Tennessee Titans are worse than them where Cam Ward is at, and he's struggling terribly. So let's finish to see what Dan Patrick and Ross Tucker have to say about Shedeur. Now, this is Saturday, November 22nd. The game is tomorrow. So this is as live as we're going to get. You know, I'm probably going to tap in and do something live Sunday morning prior to the game.
Get it, read it, get rid of it, and live to see another play. Your thoughts?
Well, it's funny that you mention, you know, the Tebow effect, because most people I talked to thought he was like a late first round, early second round pick. So I believe that, you know, maybe he didn't nail the pre-draft process, and you talk to people and they'll tell you that. But I still do think that how popular he is, or how polarizing, whatever word you want to use, I do think that contributed to his fall in the draft, because I think people said, okay, if he's not going to be the starter, we don't want the most talked about person on our team to be a rookie second or third string quarterback. And you know, Dan, I think I told you this. I never experienced anything like this calling games. But last year I did Colorado State on TV for CBS. And Dan, I don't know if it's real people or it's bots.
I need y'all to drop y'all thoughts whenever you watch this.
Say anything positive.
Are you a ShedeurSanders supporter?
There's a
or not? It doesn't matter. Good, bad, or indifferent. Just share your thoughts.
They jump down your throat right away. That was an easy pass. The receiver made the play. He's not good. And then
do y'all think ShedeurSanders and the Cleveland Browns, do you think that they will win the game tomorrow afternoon?
Nobody's just kind of like relaxed with him. It's the strangest thing that, and I guess I can see how someone has supporters that are that strong.
And another statistic is, if you don't know, you're about to know, the Cleveland Browns rookies starting debut for their team. Current record, 0 wins, 17 losses. 0 wins, 17 losses for every Cleveland Brown starting QB1 debut. They're 0-17. This is going to go, they're going to go crazy in Cleveland if ShedeurSanders and the Cleveland Browns are somehow able to break this unlucky situation they've been in for 17 times, trying to have a rookie quarterback, QB1, win a game. They're 0-17, y'all. And then it's crazy how they gave Dylan Gabriel, you know, nobody wanted him injured. He has come back to the practice squad. He showed up yesterday for practice. He's still on concussion protocol, but he came back to practice on Friday. is that Dylan Gabriel had 6 games, but they want to say in the media, this is a make or break for ShedeurSanders. If he doesn't ball out, if he plays horrible in his actual first career start, that he probably will never play another NFL game this year. That is just simply ridiculous. The world ain't fair, and it's like the odds is stacked against him. So let's finish to hear what Ross Tucker, former NFL player, he was an offensive lineman. He's now CBS NFL analyst, and he will be the voice, one of the voices, color commentator on the game Sunday afternoon.
Part of it to me is this group of detractors that seem so invested in him not performing well. I have never experienced it like that any other game. After the game, I looked at my social media mentions, and it's like people were big mad no matter what I said, you know?
It's agenda-based coverage. I see members of the media, it's agenda-based, that they want to have, they have a relationship probably with Deion. You want to stay in good favor with him. It feels like they're fighting for Deion and Shedeur and kind of carrying the water, or the complete opposite. And as I've said on the show, I voted him third in the Heisman. I thought of him that much, that he played behind a bad line, hung in there, took some big hits, put up some big numbers. And I just said, I think he's going to start this year. Give him a chance. Let's just see if the kid can play. It's hard enough to play the position. Now everybody is going to be watching you, and everything you do is going to be scrutinized. Now, has he invited this? Yes. Deion joined us in New Orleans at the Super Bowl, and he told us he was dictating the draft of where his son would go or not go.
That is the number one key factor why ShedeurSanders dropped in the NFL draft. You just heard Dan Patrick say that both DeionSanders, what's up, Ethan? That both DeionSanders and Shedeur, they went this at the Super Bowl, and they had their little suite and everything, and he was with Commissioner Roger Goodell. And even Roger Goodell said that he was worried. He told Shedeur he was worried about his father. You see, DeionSanders thought that he could try to dictate where Shedeur would go, like the Mannings did. Not with Peyton, but with Eli. That was one of the key to the downfalls. It's not one of them, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. He thought he could try to dictate where Shedeur would go. And basically, they were humbled. They was taught a lesson that Deion, Shedeur, y'all are not bigger than the NFL Shield. Now, in some ways they are, because DeionSanders is a Hall of Famer. He's well off financially. He's won a Super Bowl. He's played in the MLB championship. DeionSanders was a bad man. So he thought all that, and he had history with the NFL. Not only playing, not only being the MVP, not only being a all-pro, coming out, being on various NFL sports networks. He even worked side by side by Dan Patrick. But Deion thought he was bigger than the Shield. And basically, there is an NFL council. All right, the NFL council, if you don't know, out of the 32 teams, there are 4 NFL owners that make up the NFL council. And then those 4 members of the NFL council, they dictate to the rest of the NFL 32 teams how they will act accordingly, how they will function accordingly. Now, Jimmy Haslam has been known to buck the NFL council. Thus, what we've seen play out with the Cleveland Browns. But let me stop talking right here and let's finish what Dan Patrick's going to say. Yeah, he did play. Well, he started coming together the last 2 drives. So I believe Shedeur is going to play a lot better this week. And we'll see. You'll see. I'll see. I know I'm going to be tapped in. And the world will see.
Kind of put themselves in this position. And it's ironic that he makes his first start with the team I thought was going to draft him, the Raiders. And they passed him up. And Tom Brady has known Deion and Shedeur. He has mentored Shedeur. And Tom is a minority owner of the Raiders. And it told me an awful lot that a team that could use a backup quarterback and maybe an eventual successor to Geno Smith, they passed on him, I think, 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, well.
So I got to pause it right here. Yes, everybody thought that ShedeurSanders would go drafted in the first round, no later than the second round. And we all know, that's not what occurred. I just got done speaking on about how the NFL council will dictate how the rest of the 32 teams will operate, the owners, and they sent a message to the Sanders family. But nobody should never be done like that. But it is what it is. Now ShedeurSanders has to go out here tomorrow afternoon and prove himself. I'm definitely one that's supporting him. I'm supporting the Colorado Buffaloes this evening. They play at 8 o'clock. Hopefully they can pull out this win with Juju Lewis. Juju Lewis, I reside down here in Atlanta. I retired down here in Atlanta. Juju Lewis for the Colorado Buffaloes. Just like Shedeur is given the opportunity to start this game against Arizona State tonight. And it's crazy how Juju Lewis' season has played out similar to what Shedeur's season is playing out. So I wish Juju Lewis, who's out of LaGrange, Georgia here, 5-star recruit, I wish him well also. But let's finish listening to Dan Patrick and Ross Tucker. And like I said, Ross Tucker is former NFL offensive lineman, and now CBS sports analysts will be commentating on the game tomorrow.
He was passed on him a lot of times, although there have been reports that have come out that evidently, he and Deion told certain teams not to take him because he didn't want to go somewhere where they had an established starter. I don't know how accurate those reports are or aren't. I'm with you, though.
I get that. Lamar Jackson, he didn't want to go to the Ravens because they have an established starter. That's Lamar Jackson. With Geno Smith and the Raiders and Tom Brady, that to me is that would have been a great landing spot.
But they didn't pick him.
Especially with how Geno Smith has struggled this year. Yeah. Which is one of the interesting things about the Raiders is I think they brought in Pete Carroll and Geno Smith to kind of change
the team that passed on him,
right? And to get
his mentor, Tom Brady, being a minority owner for the Raiders.
They're not competitive.
This is, to me, I'm going to say it. I'm going to speak it out loud. This is God at work.
Pete Carroll's trying to
I'm going to use
flip the culture.
Shedeur's brother, DeionSanders Jr.
Is Pete Carroll...
His word, the rejected will be respected, y'all. Watch what happens tomorrow. I'm saying it. The glory's going to come through. I think ShedeurSanders has the best opportunity to be the first quarterback and the starting rookie quarterback in the Browns franchise to win a game, break that 0-17 record, that unluckiness, that curse, whatever you want to call it, that's misfortune. I really feel like the Browns and Myles Garrett, I think he's going to get at least 3 sacks tomorrow. He got 15 sacks. The record's 22.5. I think Myles Garrett, as long as he can stay healthy these last remaining games, I believe he's going to smash the record. He had 5 sacks last week, 4 the week before. The man, I call him the human terminator, y'all. I got much respect for that man, Myles Garrett. All right, I think we only got about another 7 more minutes left on what they said an hour ago. I just wanted to get on here and comment on this and share it with y'all. Drop y'all comments. Let me know, who you think's going to win this game. Let me know what you think the score is going to be. The chat's open.
the ship. I don't think that they had delusions of grandeur of being a playoff team this year, but they had been so down for so long. I think the goal was, with Gino and Pete, we can be a 7-8 win team and start to build this thing the right way and change the culture here. And unfortunately, for a number of different reasons, it hasn't happened for them.
Here's another thing I don't understand. I love Ashton Genty. I love the pick, but I love the pick when I have a good offensive line. I want to have a good offensive line first before I draft a running back.
Well, so there's a couple things there. Number one is their offensive line is not good. Their best player, Colton Miller's hurt. Probably their second most talented, JPJ, the right guard, he's hurt. You know, watching them against the Cowboys Monday night, I'm not sure they have a guy starting, Dan, that is an average starter, right?
Okay, right there, they're starting to go into the Raiders. So if you didn't know now, you know, not only does the Cleveland Browns have a horrible offensive line, the Raiders, they are banged up on the offensive side also. They got 2 starting offensive linemen that's out in this game. So the Cleveland Browns, the dog pound as they're called, they're going to be salivating. That's why I think Myles Garrett is going to get a minimum of 3 sacks in this game. So I believe the game is a toss-up. I really feel Geno Smith has been playing horribly. So that's why I'm giving, you know, even though I'm a big-time ShedeurSanders supporter, but even if ShedeurSanders wasn't playing in this game, I would still give the edge to the Browns, even if Dylan Gabriel, yes, I'm saying it, even if Dylan Gabriel, when he got knocked out with a concussion, I would still give the edge to the Browns because of how terrible, one, the Raiders been playing, and that their 2 offensive linemen has been knocked out and is not starting in this game. So that'll give the Cleveland Browns defense an edge. Now, where Dylan Gabriel was limited and really wasn't throwing the ball down range, as Mary Kate Cabot likes to say, ShedeurSanders' superpower is his elite accuracy and his ability to throw a beautiful deep ball. Yeah, Mary Kate Cabot, award-winning sports writer, said those good things about Shedeur. So I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. You know, I can't explain to you how excited. You know, yeah, I got my city, that beautiful night view in Pittsburgh behind me. Yes, I got my black and yellow hat on. Yes, I got my Steeler gear on. We got a big, tough game tomorrow. And I'm saying big, tough game against the Chicago Bears. Chicago's Bears defense has been playing lights out. I think our defense, if they show up, it's an away game. We got to go to Chicago. I think we can rattle him. But we'll see. They play at 1 o'clock. I'll be watching that game. I can't watch it here live locally. So I'll have to, well, not in where I reside. So I'll be going watching at a local sports tavern here in Atlanta. But boy, oh boy, when 4 o'clock can't get here quick enough tomorrow, y'all. So I just wanted to share what the talk is the day before the big game for ShedeurSanders start. Whether you're a supporter or not, I just want to see him play well. And even though the Cleveland Browns is in my Pittsburgh Steelers division, the AFC North, I want to see Shedeur win his first game. We're done playing the Browns this year. We played them twice, so we ain't got to worry about them no more. Hopefully Shedeur balls out and plays well. Y'all share y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know who you think's going to win, the Raiders or the Browns. How many sacks do you think Myles Garrett's going to get? How many touchdowns do you think ShedeurSanders may throw? How many yards? They call him QJ, Quinshon Judkins, Ohio State running back. He's been balling out this year for a rookie. How many yards do you think he's going to get over 100 yards next week? Not next week, on Sunday. What do you think? What do you think? Share your thoughts. I did a special Saturday Live airing. Colorado plays at 8 o'clock tonight against Arizona State. I'll probably be trying to tap in and do a collaboration with some boots on the ground content creators up there. It's a home game for Colorado. It's their senior night. It's going to be an emotional night. So my goal is to be on showing that footage for anybody that's want to tap in and see what's going on and see how Juju Lewis is going to play for the Colorado Buffaloes against Arizona State and show senior night for the seniors up there. I know I'll be glued in. If you're interested, I'll be on live. Hey, thank you for blessing Premier Sports Talk. I'm the host, Randy Prentice, and if you didn't know, now you know, with Dan Patrick and Ross Tucker saying today, Saturday, on November 22nd, prior to the first career start for ShedeurSanders. I'm throwing my wrist up because I believe that the Most High glory is going to shine through 12 on the field. Doubt all the naysayers. Y'all have a blessed one and see ya when I see you. Oh, most importantly, may you receive blessings, not only to you, but your extended family, and be a blessing to someone else. And you shall receive a blessing back, double fold. Peace.